Hey, welcome to the channel again. Today we're doing a video outside. It's beautiful weather, nice and sunny, about 34 degrees of heat, so I say centigrade. Very nice weather out here. Some of you won't know that I'm based in Southeast Asia, in Indonesia, and during the summer the days are always just like this. It's just superb. Anyway, welcome to my channel again, and what we're going to discuss and look at today are things to do with regards to transfers, updates from individual players, and just general chit chat about the market as it stands. Let's start off with Chelsea. Now, Chelsea at the moment seems to be getting all kinds of different players in and out. It's like a merry-go-round in that place. I mean, there's talk of someone coming to them again in exchange for 2 or 3 Chelsea players and money. They obviously don't feel very confident with Jackson as one of their main attackers, so they're obviously looking to bring in Osimhen. They're also talking about Joel Felix coming over. I mean, where's it all end with Chelsea? They've got about 40 players on their books in their squad. I mean, and they talking about getting rid of other players like Raheem Sterling, Conor Gallagher, who's meant to be going to Atletico Madrid, and so forth and so forth. I mean, I can't see how they're not going to get caught out by the fair play expenditure rules with the way they carry on, even with their long contract terms and so forth. I mean, Todd Bowley just doesn't seem to care and just goes headlong into any direction possible. Yet again, it looks like they're going to start the season in disarray, and I really don't think they're going to do that well this season. I think you could probably see them, even with all their new players and everything, probably best placed 7th or 8th. The new Chelsea manager, who was obviously Leicester's old manager, is going to have a hell of a job on his for him, as the pre-season wasn't very good so far, and I think he's going to have a very hard beginning to the Premier League as a new Chelsea manager. Then let's move on from them on to good old Arsenal. They're great, aren't they? Edu and Arteta, they take forever to make any decisions with regards to and get signing people on. I know they're looking at the amount of expenditure, but goodness sake, how long is this, for instance, this Marino deal going to take? I mean, it's just going on and on and on and on and on forever. I mean, other clubs like Manchester United have signed 4 or 5 players, and they're still trying to sign the next signing. I mean, we'll be speaking about the Marino deal for now probably about a good 3 or 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and it probably will get done by the end of the week, which by the end of next week, I should say, with Real Sociedad. But it's going to take time. And then, of course, there's other talk about obviously how they're taking so long to get transfer out Edin Nketiah and also Reece Nelson. I mean, there's interest now from Bournemouth since Solanda went over to Tottenham, but is that going to come to fruition? I mean, they had a very good offer from Marseille for Nketiah, and they didn't take it because there's a discrepancy of about 3 or 4 million. Now, he wasn't that great the previous seasons. He scored a few goals. He's been there or thereabouts a couple of times for about 2 or 3 months, and then he's gone missing. So the offer that Marseille gave for Nketiah for 25 million, in my book, was more than enough. They should have taken it. They shouldn't have held back and sort of gone forward with it, you know. And then you have Reece Nelson. Obviously, interest from clubs like West Ham. Also, other clubs as well have shown interest with him, like Leicester. But will that come to fruition as well? Who knows? Because everything seems to take an age with Arsenal. Like this, but they need to, the way they're carrying on. It looks like they're going to sell these players before they make an approach for Gyökeres, a proper actual approach for Gyökeres. Yes, they've been watching him and evaluating him, and there's a lot of talk that they will eventually get him. But who knows? Who really knows? You just don't see it happening. You know, Arsenal are taking a long time to do their deals this time round for the transfer market. Whereas other clubs, such for instance like Man United, have signed 4 or 5 players and really gone headstrong into it. Whether you think these players that they bought, like Xerxes and Delete and so forth, are good enough is another question. But they've signed 4 or 5 players and they've just gone full on into it. Then you've got to look at someone like Brentford. what's happening with them? What's happening with their best player or their star attacker, Ivan Toney? What is happening? What is the reason that no one's made an offer for him? I mean, Arsenal were reported to be looking at him. Tottenham were reported to be looking at him. Also, Liverpool were reported to be looking at him. For some reason, no one has actually made an offer for him. Now, what's the reason behind that? What is the reason? I don't know what the reason is, but there must be some reason that no one's actually made an offer for him, you know? It's quite odd again that no one's picked this up and really tried to tie him down, because he's a very good striker. But there must be some reason behind that it's not been done. But in my point of view, someone will eventually, just before deadline day, actually take him on. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's Man United again, because they are the ones making a lot of moves in the transfer market. And then you look at Tottenham. You've got to question again why they didn't go for a good left winger and a good right winger. Obviously they've got a very good striker now, but why they didn't go for the player that Chelsea bought? You know, why did they not try and get him from Wolves? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Again, Tottenham are trying to obviously improve their team, and you would think they would have actually made an effort to get the Wolves winger, but they didn't. They let him go to Chelsea. So all these teams are thereabouts, trying different angles and looking to improve their team. Tottenham obviously have got Archie Gray in, you know, so that's not bad. That's pretty good. Has to be said, that's a pretty good deal. He's a good young player. But apart from that, and Solanke, they haven't really truly improved their team. And then you look at the other teams coming out, like Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton. They've added a few players, and no really big names. And if they want to survive in this league, they've got to really bring in some better players. Otherwise, they're going to be struggling again and likely to be at the bottom end of the division by the end of this season. Anyway, do you have any thoughts about all this? What's your thoughts on it? Do you think that certain teams need to try to bring in more in the transfer market before it ends at the end of this month? Or do you think that most teams have done enough? From my point of opinion, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool definitely should have brought in Zubimendi. I don't know what they're up to either. Could all be doing much more to obviously get to try and push to go as high as they can in the Premier League this term. But we'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on anything I've just said or wish to make any comments, please put your comments below. Also, please remember to subscribe to this channel and like this video, as it's very important to our channel that you do this. And we'll be speaking to you soon. Goodbye.